God, the man is like a broken record, isn't he? He keeps talking it, but you never actually see him do anything. Hi, it's me again, and the big boss at the BBC, Tim Davie, is once again complaining that they don't get enough money. The 3.2-ish, it's a bit more than that, billion with a B quid a year that the BBC gets from TV licence fees isn't enough to sustain them. Bless them. They also turn over 1.6 billion from BBC Studios, but they don't really like to talk about that according to my latest Freedom of Information requests I've been filing with them anyway. But the BBC have all this money, and if they can't run their media company on this money, they must be running it wrong. Right? I just don't get it. Have a look at this with me. More painful decisions to come, warns BBC boss Tim Davie, as MPs challenge cost-cutting moves to merge news channels and shift CBBC and BBC4 online. Yeah, it stirred things up a bit is doing the thing with the news, because they're going to have one BBC news channel and it's going to broadcast for the entire world, so it won't be focused on British, even though it's the British Broadcasting Corporation. In the evenings, it's going to be broadcast from Washington DC and be about American things. There'll be English stuff here, of course there will. And then later on, it's going to move to be broadcast from Singapore later in the evening, where they'll talk about that kind of news and chuck a bit of British stuff in for good measure. And then during the day, when it is broadcast from London, quite a lot of it is just going to be a webcam chucked in BBC Radio 4 or BBC Radio 2 studio. I don't quite know how that's going to work. So MPs are talking about it, the staff aren't happy about it, and Tim Davie's going, well, I've got to save money, I've got to save money, I've got to save money. 3.2 billion quid a year, and he can't run his company. Already facing a battle to lure younger audiences snared by YouTube whilst competing with deep-pocketed streaming giants, no service is safe from the latest squeeze on BBC's finances. During a 3-hour hearing, the Director General was assailed by members of the Culture Select Committee demanding valued services be spared the knife. But from the BBC News Channel to regional investigative programmes, retaining the CBBC TV channel and even Steve Wright in the afternoon, Davie disappointed. Rolling his eyes at the $56 million an episode cost of Amazon's Lord of the Rings epic, Davie said the broadcaster would do all it can to mitigate audience impacts that undermine the value of the BBC. Cutting the BBC talent bill won't help. If the BBC imposed a £150,000 maximum salary, it would save just £5 million, a drop in the ocean compared to the £3.8 billion income generated by the licence fee, said the boss. Yeah, I knew the number had gone up, so now Tim Davie himself has confirmed it's 3.8 billion quid a year the TV licence fee gets the BBC. And they're struggling to pay for things. They've got a huge black hole in finances. Where is this money going? There are countries with a smaller GDP than that manage to run hospitals and keep the roads going and stuff. And he can't run a media organisation on it. Where is the money going, Tim? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I remember him, it was last year, he was saying he was going to sack off, 475 staff from BBC News. Which did beg the question, didn't it? What were they doing if they can just go anyway? And how many are left? The BBC is institutionally wasteful. And it wouldn't happen if it was a commercial channel. ITV could never be as wasteful as the BBC is, because they have to make their own money. But it's like the local councils, isn't it? You know, like when it's coming up to the end of the financial year, you seem to get a lot more roadworks and bin collections and stuff, because they've got to spend the money. Because if they have money left over at the end of the year, they won't get so much money next year. So the BBC always have to say we've not got enough money. There's always a black hole in our finances, because that way they can ask for more money. But where is the money going? And he may very well be right if you put a £150,000 maximum salary on BBC staff. One, it would get rid of Lineker, which is quite good. But yeah, it would save £5 million. That's one episode of Bridgerton to Netflix, £5 million. It's not a lot of money. And he's talking there about how he can't compete with how much Amazon are spending on stuff. Well, there's a reason for that. Amazon are a commercial company. All right, granted, they've got the all the stuff you can buy on the internet and that. But their streaming services is commercial. You pay for it, right? The same as Netflix. You pay directly for it. The BBC should take a leaf out of their book, and maybe they would have that amount of money. Should launch a global streaming service, charge people a subscription. You may have that amount of money to spend on programming in the future, Mr. Davie. But I fail to believe that you can't run the BBC on 3.8 billion quid a year. It's ridiculous. If you can't do it, you may not be the man for the job, mate. Because I'm sure there are people out there, excellent business people across the world from different walks of life, that could run your company on 3.8 billion and leave a load of money left over. 100%, 100%. Yeah, and let's not forget the video I brought you last week where they're bringing in a management consultancy firm to go through the BBC and find better ways of managing their money and look at future ways of funding the BBC. And the contract for this consultancy is in the millions. But we're so skint, we can burn all that money on that. No problem at all. And don't forget all the training they have when they brought in that social butterflies to teach everybody about trans people and everything in the company. That cost them fortunes. Why? Why? Unnecessary. Unnecessary spending is where they got into the position they are now, and they love it, and they don't plan on changing anytime soon. And the only way to change them is to cancel your telly licence and take their money away. And in that way, they'll have to look at other ways of doing it, won't they? I don't know. Let me know what you think about it all down in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.